Story 26. Crossing the Red Sea and journeying to God's mountain. After Pharaoh finally let the Israelites go, God led his people with great care. He didn't take them on the shortest path to Canaan, because that route passed through enemy lands. Instead, he guided them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, so they would never lose their way. The Israelites left Egypt boldly, carrying treasures the Egyptians had given them, but Pharaoh soon regretted letting them go. He gathered his army with chariots and soldiers and set out to bring them back. When the Israelites saw Pharaoh's army approaching, they panicked. "Why did you bring us here to die, Moses?" they cried. But Moses answered, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance of the Lord." God told Moses to stretch out his staff over the sea. As he did, a strong wind blew all night, dividing the waters and creating a dry path through the sea. The Israelites walked through with walls of water on either side. Pharaoh's army chased after them, but as the Israelites reached the other side, Moses stretched out his staff again. The waters rushed back, swallowing Pharaoh's chariots and soldiers. Not one of them survived. The Israelites sang songs of joy, praising God for saving them. "The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. God provides for his people." As the Israelites traveled through the desert, they began to grumble. "We're hungry. We were better off in Egypt," they said, but God heard their cries. Each morning he sent manna, a sweet bread-like substance for them to gather in the evening. He sent quail for meat. God told them to gather only what they needed for each day, teaching them to trust him. When they were thirsty, God made water flow from a rock after Moses struck it with his staff. Through every trial, God provided for his people, showing them his love and care, the covenant at Mt.Sainai. After 3 months of traveling, the Israelites arrived at Mt.Sainai. God told Moses to prepare the people to meet him. They washed their clothes and purified themselves. On the 3rd day, the mountain was covered with a thick cloud, thunder and lightning. The sound of a trumpet grew louder and louder. Everyone trembled as God's presence descended on the mountain in fire. God called Moses to the top of the mountain and said, "You have seen what I did in Egypt and how I carried you on eagle's wings. Now if you obey me and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession." God was preparing to give his people the 10 Commandments, a guide to living in his love reflection for children. God is always with us, guiding and providing for us, just as he did for the Israelites. He calls us to trust him in difficult times and to follow his ways.